This is our first time in New Zealand for 6 years. We're going to share our first impressions of New Zealand. We're going to share what to expect when you visit here. And don't worry, I'll be sharing the negatives as well. So make sure you hang around to the end of the video. So the first thing is, New Zealand is really, really beautiful. Just look around you. This is insane. I feel like everywhere you look, you're greeted with the most amazing scenery. New Zealand's really famous for being an absolutely beautiful place, and it totally lives up. Sure, I'm from here, so I might be a little bit biased, but it's really beautiful. It's somewhere I absolutely recommend coming to yourself. Like, you just have to see it with your own eyes. We've got beautiful mountains and hills in the distance. Everything is so green and lush. Right now we're in the middle of winter. You almost wouldn't believe it. It's an absolutely stunning day, and like, everything smells so good as well. The air here is so fresh and so amazing. Honestly, it's just such an incredible place. You've got to come and see it. Right now, I'm literally standing on the edge of a volcano. Right behind me, this crazy blue, beautiful water is the center of a volcano. I'm just casually hanging out on a volcano in New Zealand. It's unreal. It's so beautiful here. So one of the pros is everywhere is really, really beautiful here. Right now we're about 15 minutes away from a city center. I have beautiful nature either side of me. I've got incredible hills surrounding us. We've got this most amazing blue water, and like, we're just so close to a city. It's absolutely unreal. That's something I just never get over when I'm in New Zealand. You're always so close to nature. You could be like right in the middle of a thriving city one moment and just turn a corner and just be in the most beautiful place you've ever seen. It's really, really stunning. Something you might want to know is it's a little bit scary driving here at times. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. You want to keep looking out the window, but some of the roads are pretty narrow and windy. You have to really, really focus. It is a really beautiful place to drive, and if you are a confident driver, you should absolutely rent a car and go and explore for yourself. If you're not a confident driver, I really recommend that you go do a private tour. I'll leave a link below for a really, really good one. Another huge positive about New Zealand is the people are so super friendly. I feel like everywhere we go, people ask, how's it going? How are you? They're so friendly. Literally everyone here just wants to stop and have a chat. It doesn't matter if you're like just popping into a shop to buy something, or like you're just talking to a bus driver. Just every interaction is so friendly. People are really, really nice here, and we really notice it. It's been really, really lovely and makes you feel so welcome. I was literally getting my driver's license the other day, and the woman was so kind. I got a bit nervous about getting my photo taken, and she just let me take more and more photos till I got one that I was really happy with. It made like an interaction that could have been really, really stressful, really carefree, and really nice. It was really lovely. Another positive, we've got to talk about the food. Seriously, there is so much delicious food here in New Zealand. We've been away 6 years, so we had a bit of a list of stuff we wanted to try, and it's absolutely lived up. We've had so much yummy food. And New Zealand food you absolutely have to try when you visit fish and chips. You'll see fish and chip shops on almost every single corner here. They're really, really popular and like a complete staple for the New Zealand diet. Other foods I've really enjoyed are pink ice cream buns, and I've also really enjoyed trying the different chocolates and ice creams that we can't always get when we're overseas. There are some exclusive flavors to New Zealand as well. You absolutely need to seek out Hokey Pokey ice cream and Goody Goody gumdrops. And you need to try the pies as well. They're so delicious. It's just so good. New Zealand food is amazing, but there's one thing you need to know about it, which is one of my downsides to New Zealand, but I'll tell you that near the end of this video. One of the downsides to New Zealand, it's really, really cold. We live in Bangkok. We haven't been to New Zealand for 6 years. I knew it was going to be cold, but it's so much colder than I expected. So if you are coming, it is bearable, especially if you live somewhere that does experience winter, but just make sure you layer up. It's really cold in New Zealand. It's kind of crazy how cold it is right now. It's like 9 a.m. here in Christchurch, New Zealand, and it's -5 degrees. I don't know whether you can see my breath coming out, but it's really cold. We've got a frost all over the ground, like all the flowers and plants are frozen. This is the coldest day we've had so far. This is so cold. Another huge positive about visiting New Zealand is you can drink the tap water. Guys, you can actually drink the tap water here. It's so cool. And it's some of like the best water in the world. It actually tastes amazing. It's something that's taken me a little bit of getting used to. Normally I have to like buy bottled water, but here I can literally just get a cup, go to the tap, fill it up and take a drink. It's so cool, and it's ice cold as well. I really love it. Huge positive. Straight out of the tap. That's pretty cool. So I've told you guys that the food is amazing here in New Zealand, and I also told you I had a little bit of a negative thing. Actually, this is probably my biggest negative about New Zealand. It's just really expensive. I've been very, very shocked how expensive everything is. I know that fuel is really expensive at the moment, and I tried to mentally prepare myself, but it's way worse than I expected. And food is so expensive. We live in Bangkok. It is a really cheap city. We can have like an incredible 5-star meal, like Michelin meals, for just basically nothing. Here, it's unreal. Takeaways are costing like $22 for one thing. Like, the food is awesome, but it's just so expensive. And it goes for everything as well. Like, the takeaways are expensive. Going to the supermarket is expensive. I literally have barely been shopping because I look through clothes and I look at the price tag and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, it's so expensive. Like I said, I'm sure it's emphasized by the fact that we do live in Thailand and we do live somewhere that is really cheap. Like, I go to markets a lot and I buy a lot of my clothes from markets and things, but it's actually quite hard to get by here. I feel really lucky that we get to stay with family, so we do save money on accommodation, because honestly, it's quite unaffordable. It's a beautiful place, but it's really, really expensive. So if you are visiting New Zealand, make sure that you do your research. I want to make sure that you know how much money that you need to get by here. It's a lot, so please make sure you budget. It's a beautiful place. I would love for you to visit. I want everyone to visit New Zealand. It really is incredible, but you do really need to save up for it. And if you think I've missed anything about New Zealand, please let me know. I really want to know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.